Canelo, you a bitch. I'm putting it out there.
Oh, look at this guy.
Canelo, you a bitch. I'm putting it out there.
Oh, look at Bebo.
Canelo, you a bitch.
Look at him go. Oh, my word, Bebo.
Fighter.
Commanded by Canelo. Oh, look at Bebo.
Oh, look at this guy.
Look at him go. Oh, my word, Bebo.
I know that.
He called me a horrible fighter, but he just got beat by like a basic foundation.
Got him.
You know, getting ready with the likes of, like I said, Chris Eubank, if he's willing to gamble, he's over here trying to, you know, do this kind of bend bullshit. Sounds like a little scary kid to me. You got an opportunity to fight for a WBO World Middleweight Championship of the World. Championship of the World. Champion of the world. Who don't want to be a champion of the world?
He's pulling the Munguia. Munguia did the same thing too.
Yeah, but Munguia, you know what I'm saying? There's no talks, no negotiation. There's a negotiation with Chris Eubank.
Okay.
Champion of the world. You rather fight Conor Ben out? That's a 140, move up at 150 something, the catch rate, have all this hydration clause and all this other shit. Do all this stuff to be like UK's like family, like I don't know which family's better. Listen, the Conor Ben and the Chris Eubank family, one to always remember in the UK. You know, we'll talk about worldwide championship title fight against me and Chris Eubank. But yeah, you see what it is. You see what it is. Like that fight will always be there in the future.
Right.
You guys to do that.
Man, what they do, YouTube? It's your boy King David in this thing, and I'll back at y'all again with another video.
I know that.
So before I get going on the video, man, y'all know what to do. Go ahead, hit the like button. If you're new here, be sure to subscribe one time for your boy, so we can continue to grow like we need to grow on this channel. You know what I mean?
Bitch ass motherfucker.
Yeah. So y'all see what the title of the video is, man. Another one. Not you, Chris Eubank. Say it ain't so. Say it ain't so. Chris Eubank Jr. Duckin Demetrius Andrade 2? Really? Man, oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man, man, oh man, oh man. This is really sad when it comes to Demetrius Andrade's career. Because if you look at this man's entire career, all you see is guys ducking, dodging, maneuvering, and pivoting their way the fuck up out of Demetrius Andrade's way.
Jesus Christ.
And it's sad because these are the fights that real boxing fans want to see. Now, I'm not going to completely outright say at this particular point that Chris Eubank Jr. is ducking, but, you know, because they're actually in negotiations, according to what Demetrius Andrade said in the interview. You know, so there's actually still hope that that fight could be made, but it ain't really looking too good. If Andrade is to the point where he feels like he has to vocally call out Chris Eubank,
Canelo, you a bitch. I'm putting it out there.
You won the belt with nobody.
it must be a situation in a negotiation where things have kind of stand still, right? They must be at a standstill or an impasse, you know? And you know, one of the reasons why the standstill is probably where it is because we know that Chris Eubank, according to what Demetrius Andrade said, and also according to reports, Chris Eubank is negotiating to fight Conor Ben at a catch weight of 152 pounds, which is crazy.
He's an email chain. He's fighting because somebody mailed him.
I mean, that's the situation right now, y'all. I mean, that's the long and the short of it, you know. And again, bro, this is just sad for Demetrius Andrade. The fact that, once again, he's in a situation where he should get these fights, but he's just simply not for whatever reason, you know.
He called me a horrible fighter, but he just got beat by like a basic
foundation.
I find it so interesting that guys like to criticize guys like Demetrius Andrade for not fighting certain guys and for fighting certain guys, you know what I'm saying? But no criticism for the guys that aren't fighting him.
I know that.
No smoke for these dudes. No smoke for Chris Eubank Jr. and Jaime Munguia, you know, and Canelo Alvarez and Jamal Charlo, you know. And if there is smoke, it's very minimal, you know what I mean? Like, dudes would much rather point the finger at Demetrius Andrade for pursuing these fights than point the finger at these guys for avoiding Demetrius Andrade. And this shit always eludes me. It always confuses me how guys want to point the finger at Andrade for looking for the big fights, but never point the finger at the guys for avoiding these big fights. You know what I mean?
Oh, look at this guy. Bitch ass motherfucker.
Canelo, you a bitch. I'm putting it out there.
You won the belt with nobody.
Jesus Christ.
Chris Eubank Jr. is a guy who should be looking for an Andrade fight. Why? Because Andrade's the champion in his division. Andrade has a belt. It's also a big name for him to add on his resume. It's just a good look for Chris Eubank Jr. to get in the ring with somebody like a Demetrius Andrade. Nevertheless, Chris Eubank Jr. is looking at Conor Benn as a potential opponent. Welterweight?
Who mans is this? Get him the fuck out of here.
I mean, boxing has really gone crazy, bro. Boxing has really gone crazy, man. If boxing was a dude, I would have boxing drug tested right now. You know what I mean?
I know that.
Because there's a lot of little weird, funny shit going on out here on these boxing highways and byways. You know what I mean? Like, even Conor Benn, right? Like, aside, Chris Eubank aside, Conor Benn has so many fights around the welterweight division he should be looking to take, right? I mean, you got Keith Thurman there, you got Jerron Ennis there, you got Virgil Ortiz there. You know, you got all these top welterweights that are there, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know, Earl and Bud are booked for the moment, right? So I know you're not going to be able to get those fights. But you have all these other fights in and around your weight division that you could take. Nevertheless, you're looking at Chris Eubank Jr.? You know what I'm saying? And Chris Eubank Jr., man, like, bruh, like, you got Demetrius Andrade that's trying to negotiate with you. He's looking for a fight with you. It's beneficial for both of you guys, actually, to take that fight. But even if you don't want to fight Demetrius Andrade, I mean, you got Eris Landy Lauer there. I mean, you got Triple G, who probably wouldn't mind fighting you. You got, Triple G's getting ready to fight Canelo, so he's out of the picture. Maybe Ryota Murata, you know, maybe some of these other guys, you know what I'm saying, that you could be fighting at 168 pounds or 60 pounds as opposed to fighting Conor Benn at 147. You could even go up to 168 because he fought at 168, and you could look for fights with guys like Jamal Charlo, David Benavidez, David Morrell, you know, these other dudes that are around your weight division that would make for much more meaningful fights than a Conor Benn fight. You know what I'm saying? You know. But at the end of the day, we know business is all behind this whole situation with Chris Eubank looking for a Conor Benn fight. I mean, we know these are the sons of legends, and it's a big British fight, and blah, 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 yakety schmackety. Nevertheless, the shit is still disappointing. You know what I'm saying? Just like Andrade said, you niggas could do this shit at the end of your careers, okay? When it's all said and done and you're ready to hang it up and you want to do an exhibition fight, that's what this is. You can always do this shit.
You won the belt with nobody.
It doesn't need to happen right now, you know. It's not like y'all are fighting for a belt or it's the war of undefeateds or anything even close to those lines. You know what I'm saying? You know. Nevertheless, I digress, because, you know, it is what it is at this particular point in time. Chris Eubank Jr., I just really hope he doesn't decide to go in the direction of this Conor Benn fight. I mean, I think that would just be disappointing all the way across the board, you know.
He's an email chain. He's fighting because somebody mailed him the belt.
Bitch ass motherfucker.
Who mans is this? Get him the fuck
And
out of
then,
here.
in other news, then you have these Andrade haters, these dudes that are trying to somehow pressure Andrade into this fight with Jannibek, right?
You won the belt with nobody.
How can you fault Demetrius Andrade for looking for the bigger and better fights around his division? Like, the shit doesn't make sense to me. These dudes out here on the internet that say that they're knowledgeable about boxing, yet and still don't understand the situation well enough to know Andrade really don't need to fight this Jannibek dude. You know? And in case y'all haven't heard, the WBO recently mandated Demetrius Andrade to fight Jannibek, right? So a lot of dudes out here on the boxing highways and byways are calling for that fight. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, Andrade needs to fight him, blah, 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 blah. And it's like, cool. Like, I get the overall meaning, rhyme, and reason for Andrade getting in the ring with a Jannibek. I mean, you know, that's a mandatory. Cool. But let's not pretend that that anyone's gonna give Andrade any real credit for beating a Jannibek, a dude that nobody's ever heard of.
He's an email champ. He's fighting because somebody mailed him the belt.
Aside from super hardcore boxing fans, you know what I mean? Let's not pretend that Demetrius Andrade is gonna get credit for beating a dude who's never had a belt and doesn't have a belt. Let's not pretend that Demetrius Andrade is gonna get credit for a dude that has zero to no fan base backing him. You know? The shit never ceases to amaze me, all the slander and hate that Demetrius Andrade gets for wanting to do what boxing fans should want him to do, which is pursue the biggest and best fights out there. Andrade's trying to fight David Benavidez. Who do you know out there that's calling out David Benavidez other than a Demetrius Boo Boo Andrade? I will wait.
Bitch ass motherfucker.
Who do you know that's doing that? Nobody, I tell you. Jamal don't want him. Canelo don't want him. None of these dudes want him, but Demetrius Andrade wants him. That's the fight Andrade's trying to make, but he gets criticized for not wanting to fight an 11 or 12-0 prospect, because that's what Jannibek is. The nigga's a prospect. You know what I'm saying? Let me say that shit again for the people in the motherfucking back. Jannibek is a prospect, nigga. He's a prospect at 11-0 with no belt.
He's an email champ. He's fighting because somebody mailed him the belt.
Bitch ass motherfucker.
Got him!
And I'm not saying that to try to belittle Eubank. I think Eubank is a good fighter. I think he's a good fighter. But again, bro, he's a prospect, man. The dude is a prospect with 11 fights, man. He got 11 fights. At 11 fights, where was Demetrius Andrade? Demetrius Andrade wasn't nowhere near title shot with 11 fights. Where's the average boxer with 11 fights, right? Nowhere near a title shot, right?
I know that.
Niggas want to sit here and pretend like Eubank's been waiting years to fight Demetrius Andrade. I know the nigga just got in position. The nigga really just turned pro, if we're really keeping it a buck. You know what I'm saying? Eubank ain't been in position that long. The dude can wait. This is his first weight division. You know what I'm saying? This is his first weight division in his first world title opportunity with 11 fights. The dude is a prospect, man. Andrade shouldn't take time out of his day to try to fight this Eubank prospect dude when he should be trying to secure the bigger or the biggest and best fights in and or around his weight division. What's wrong with you niggas?
Bitch ass motherfucker.
What's wrong with you niggas thinking that Andrade needs to fight this dude? Like it's put up or shut up time. Like Jannibek's been chasing Andrade like Andrade's been chasing Canelo for the last 7 years.
Canelo, you a bitch. I'm putting it out there.
But you niggas don't want to talk about that. Y'all don't want to talk about Andrade chasing Canelo for 7 years. Or chasing Charlo for 4 or 5 years. You don't want to talk about that. You want to talk about Jannibek, a dude that just became the mandatory. Why? Because Demetrius Andrade just defended his mandatory status versus Liam Williams a year ago. Right? So clearly, Jannibek hasn't even been in position that long. But you want to bitch and complain about Andrade not fighting Jannibek.
Who mans is this? Get him the fuck out of here.
And I'm going to keep calling this nigga a prospect because I need y'all to understand how insignificant this nigga is at this particular point in Andrade's career. The nigga's trying to find the biggest and best fights out there, once again. Not only that, but Andrade has already been on record to say that if he can't get any other fights, that he'll fight this Jannibek dude if he can't get any other fights.
Come on, you don't really think he's worth fighting at 160 right now, pretty much, Jannibek?
Nah, yeah, of course not. I've been in this game for mad long not to get these fights that we need to be putting on for the fans. At the end of the day, I do it. Because you know, that's the line I'm in. But if I can go elsewhere to make better, you know, opposition with a name and we moving on in life, then it's all good.
But Jannibek is a last resort, as he should be. And honestly and truly, man, I think Demetrius Andrade should do whatever the fuck he want to do. I think he should do whatever the fuck he want to do and not care nothing about what you niggas gonna say. Because you did the same shit with Liam Williams. You cry and you bitch and complain for Andrade to fight Liam Williams. Andrade beats the shit out of Liam Williams and Andrade still fights with nobody, right? Wasted that whole training camp and that whole fight to fight this dude that he doesn't get credit for beating in any goddamn way, right? So, you know, it's just a whole lot of cappery. It's always cappery when it comes to Demetrius Andrade. It's always a whole lot of slander and hating the game. These dudes that are really undercover, low-key Canelo Alvarez fanboys, wishing and hoping and praying that Andrade gets in the ring with somebody that he would lose to, right? Because that's what you really want. You want Andrade to lose to somebody so that way he doesn't have to keep chasing your king, your master and savior, Canelo Alvarez, right?
I know that.
That's really what it's about at the end of the day. I mean, y'all not fooling me. You know what I'm saying? But honestly and truly, if I had any say-so over Andrade's career, I would say he should probably go back after Zach Parker again. I think he should look for that Zach Parker fight. You know what I mean? That Zach Parker fight really put him in position at 168 pounds to be able to dance. You know what I'm saying? To really be able to get into the thick of things, you know? So if I had any say-so over Andrade's career, I think that he should try to make that move again with the WBO and see if he can get in the ring with Zach Parker. You know what I mean? And speaking of Zach Parker, if Andrade actually did fight Jannibek, you niggas would say he's ducking Zach Parker.
Oh, look at this guy.
Who mans is this? Get him the fuck out of here.
You won the belt with nobody.
You know what I'm saying? That's how twisted you niggas are when it comes to Demetrius Andrade. That's how delusional and how much hatred you have in your heart when it comes to Demetrius Andrade. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? But again, for me, if I'm Demetrius Andrade, I'm probably going the Zach Parker route. You know what I'm saying? Or I'm trying to find any of these other big fights in and or around my weight division, like what he's trying to do. Like what he's trying to do with Chris Eubank. Like what he's trying to do with David Benavidez. Like what he's trying to do with anybody right now who's willing to get in the ring with him. But honestly and truly, why should Andrade be the guy to have to sacrifice everything when he's getting nothing back in return? Riddle me that. You know what I mean? But I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to end the video right here. Let me know what you think. Hit it up in the comment section below. If you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe. And everybody, and I do mean everybody, be sure to hit that goddamn like button. But until next time, I'm going to holler at y'all.
Fuck Andrade, pussy ass.
When do you think we can make that happen? When do you think we can make that happen?
Soon. I mean, soon as your team and you get, you know, your stuff together, you know,